On Larry King Now, Rediscovering the Fountain of Youth, our panel of experts breaks down the latest in anti-aging techniques.
They've harvested my own stem cells. So now I'm replenishing my system with my own stem cells.
But the stem cell going to China, it's a little bit sketchy here and there, but nonetheless, she's alive, she's here, and she's gorgeous.
From nutrition to fitness.
Salt, sun, sugar, the 3 S's. That'll pretty much wipe out a complexion no matter what you inject in it.
And I think physical fitness is a great stress release. You get a person in a room for 15 minutes and work them out, they go, wow.
And why we're so obsessed with looking and feeling younger.
We're living longer, and we want to feel good, and we want to look good.
Sketch this. I'll tell you what it's done for my libido.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. You know, in the United States, roughly 1 out of 7 people is 65 years of age or older, and that number is expected to be 1 out of 5 in 2030. With an aging population, rediscovering the fountain of youth has become a hot topic, and today we're tackling the topic of anti-aging. My guests are the trusted dermatologist Dr. Harold Lancer. His less is more approach is highlighted in his new book, out now, Younger, the breakthrough anti-aging method for radiant skin. He's also the creator of the popular skin line, the Lancer Method. The model and reality TV star Janice Dickinson has been open about flying to China to have anti-aging stem cell treatments. She's also working with a company called Blue Horizon Stem Cells. Dr. Michelle, the clinical psychologist who's worked at the Center for Healthy Aging, currently seen on the Bravo show, The Shaws of Sunset. And Billy Blanks, the creator of the Taibo Fitness, which has helped millions of people around the world get in shape. I just turned 80. I can't believe it, but I credit it all to HGH. I've been using HGH for 15 years. It's banned in baseball. I don't know why it's banned, but my doctors, 3 different doctors, tell me it has to be HGH.
Yeah, but you're young in spirit. You have
Yeah,
that
but
young in
there's
spirit.
something else. It has to be
But
something.
you were probably fine to begin with, right?
No, yeah, we had a heart attack, heart surgery, prostate cancer.
Now you're fine.
And type 2 diabetes, except I beat them all, right?
That's right, you're still moving.
And still kicking.
All right, well, you're the psychologist.
I
Why
am.
are we so obsessed with being younger?
Well, I think because what we want is to feel good and healthy and strong. And I think, you know, I'm 44, and I think growing up, I didn't have any idea of what it was going to be like to be 40, and even what my mother was at 40 was a very different thing. So I think that generationally, there's even a push that is very different. And we're living longer, and we want to feel good, and we want to look good.
Is it just physical beauty, Janice?
No, beauty comes from within. And if it weren't for great balance, through diet, nutrition, skincare, great doctors, and the workout coach of coaches, the great
Yes.
Billy Blanks, which I've taken his classes, it wouldn't be the total package of just me.
Were you the first to sign up for Botox when it came?
Betcha I was. You know, don't forget, I was in front of the camera since I was 14 years old. So if there was going to have a natural way of walking around without having wrinkles set in, crow's feet, what are those things called?
Little laugh lines.
Little laugh lines.
Yeah.
I had a lot of laugh lines from smiling so much.
Little laugh lines.
Well, and I want to share too. You know, I've done Botox, I've done Rejuviderm. I'm 44. I started doing Botox at 35. So, again, as a preventative. And part of that was because I just wanted to feel good and was aware of what it was. So I think there's no shame. I don't have any shame about admitting any of those
A
things.
little bit about each of you. Why did you choose dermatology?
Oh, dermatology, I think, is the, if you pardon the expression, king of medical specialties. And, you know, there's a medical component in my office. There's medical dermatology, surgical dermatology, and cosmetic dermatology. And I think back in '83, when I opened my practice, I was the first skin physician to have cosmetic dermatology on the business card. Wow. Because I realized early on that if I'm removing a skin tumor, I have to remove it elegantly to leave the most minimal mark that it was there. So that's skin tumor surgery, but cosmetic thought process. If I'm treating psoriasis, I have to think, well, how quickly can I do it with the least amount of collateral damage so that it leaves no
So
residual?
it began with the medical.
It began with medical and then surgical.
I had the honor of interviewing Dr. Harold Blank. Was it Harold Blank?
Oh, yeah,
Harvey Blank,
Right.
University of Miami. He wrote the
Oh.
textbook on dermatology. And I asked him why he became a dermatologist, and he said, of course, you never get called at 3 in the morning. No one ever calls you and I have a rash. Rush
They
over.
call me at 3 in the morning. That's right.
They didn't have phones back then, so there was nobody calling him anyway.
Billy, what got you into physical health?
What got me into physical health is, you know, I had a learning disorder that was dyslexia. So through that, you know, I got in physical fitness, so it gave me a chance to learn how to communicate with myself. So I thought, you know, as a child, I learned a lot about Billy Blanks. It gave me a chance to see out of my own eyes that I could be successful. So I looked at physical fitness as a tool that would teach people communications.
Now, why stem cells?
Why stem cells? I had an accident here in Beverly Hills. I walked underneath the parking bar, and it knocked me out, and it damaged my neck and my discs in my lower back. And I was having migraine headaches, severe migraine headaches. And I got in touch with Dr. Brian Mailing, who's an orthopedic surgeon out of New Jersey, and he said, well, what I can do for you is I can introduce you to stem cells. And then I got into reading all about the company Blue Horizon, and I, in fact, have flown now twice to Beijing to have the infusion and intrathecally done in both for my skin cells.
Blue Horizon is a company?
Yes.
And you got to go to China to get it?
Well, you have to get the stem cells in China because thanks to George Bush, we don't have stem cells in this country. We're, in fact, like 15th behind in the world in countries to even have stem cells.
Do all of you believe in it?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about embryonic stem cells.
Yes.
Embryonic, right. Adult stem cells.
Well, there are embryonic stem cells, and then there are adult stem cells.
So I do embryonic.
The embryonic.
Yes.
For the viewer, I mean, it's a very complicated span of different types of cells. So embryonic means from an embryo. Mm-hmm. Adult stem cells could be from skin cells that have been modified or reprogrammed. But Janice had the real ticket from embryonic, which is sort of sticky matter, so to speak. That's why it was a Chinese thing.
But not only that, Dr.
Yeah.
Lancer, they've harvested my own stem cells. So now I'm replenishing my system with my own stem cells.
Do you have a knock against it? You look hesitant.
No,
They
no.
all do.
No,
the
no,
doctors.
no, 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 no. That's you know, I'm one of the more liberal-thinking guys you'll talk to about this, but it's a matter of it may be fine. It's just evolving. So what she did was very brave. What Janice did was brave.
So was
because,
Botox.
Yes,
Back
so was
in the day.
so was Botox, and until it got the knots taken out of it, it was a problem. So now that's an established terrific treatment. But the stem cell going to China, it's a little bit sketchy here and there. But nonetheless, she's alive. She's here and she's gorgeous.
Sketch this. I'll tell you what it's done for my libido.
Wow,
I
I can't
just
wait.
turned 59 years old, and both my fiance, Dr. Gerner, and I both had the stem cells because he wasn't going to let me traipse off to China.
So how did you get out of bed to come here?
Honey, well, it's really tough these days.
We'll talk about how establishing a fitness routine can help you look and feel younger. Stay with us. We're talking about aging and anti-aging. All right, the importance of physical fitness. We hear about it all the time. Exercise. Mm-hmm. Is there a way to make exercise comfortable?
Well, I always tell people there's not a comfortable way of working. If you say working out, you can be comfortable, but it's going to take work. And to me, the part of what makes exercise comfortable is the joy of what you're doing. You get a feel for what you're doing. Oh my God, I never thought I could do this. You know, most people don't know their own body, so they go ask other people about their own body. So I believe when people start to learn about how to communicate with their own body, then they start to empower themselves, then the joy of it, going to a gym or doing what they need to do, they can push through.
What's the most common mistakes people make?
They start too fast. Most people start too fast. They get sore, they quit, they give up. I always tell people, take your time, pace yourself. It's just like everything else.
Are there exercises that slow aging?
Yes, I believe that Tai Chi is a good exercise. Anything that's slow to help you move and help you develop communication with the mechanics of the body gives you the opportunity.
I'm 80. Should I what?
I'm
Come
58.
on.
I'm 58 years old.
Box.
So yeah, you can kickbox. I mean, my oldest client is 103 years old.
What?
Wow.
103. She does the speed bag, she does the jabs, does knee raises. And I think, you know, when you start to get people, especially seniors, which I'm a senior too, when you get them in a room and you work them out, get them just moving, they go, oh my God, you know, it just rejuvenates. And I think physical fitness is a great stress release. I mean, to take away stress in people's life, you get a person in a room for 15 minutes and work them out, they go, wow.
Yeah, you see in younger, the exercise is a prominent part. There's the skincare, the nutrition, there's the sexuality part, because think about it, people want to look younger because we're herd animals. We want to be loved, we want to be admired, we want to be accepted, we want to be part.
Right.
So it's an important thing. But the exercise part, you have to work your way up because it's oxygen to the skin that helps that rejuvenation skin-wise. So there's a cardiovascular, there's a total general physical benefit, but the skin benefits, when people don't exercise, skin suffers.
Well, and I think sex can also, and I think
Yeah.
sex can also be a really great exercise.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So being able to...
Tell us about your boyfriend.
This is what I say. I've been married 20 years to my husband, and we've only had sex with each other in that time. So, you know, we're doing well. So and
That's not normal in Hollywood.
You know, believe me, on my couch, I have to, you know, negotiate other things.
Do you have
for
children?
people. We have 2 kids, 13 and 10.
It's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Sex is an exercise.
Well,
Yeah.
it's about the
Stop
aging
it, Janice.
piece.
And it's an emotional
I mean, she must work out a lot more than
Every day.
Believe me. But I think that what is important about the aging and beauty and exercise and sexuality is that sex and sexual intimacy is about desire, right? Like
It's an emotional
and it's an
component.
emotional thing,
It's an emotional thing.
and it's about your brain, and that's the physical part of, you know, it's not just that we want to look attractive, we want to feel attractive and look attractive to our partner, you know, and so, we want to be
other
attractive
women
to our partner.
and other women.
Yes.
Right, because we dress for women when
I
we
think
go
it's
out.
exercise, but I don't think it's exercise.
Yeah, no, I'm...
It's a job.
Well, you don't know what we do.
Well, I got to go to work.
But all these components make you look better. You want to look better so that all the other things come with it. But that physical skin appearance, the complexion, sexual part of it, the exercise part of it.
Water and lots of
But how
water.
about
Water
people-
part of it.
How about people who overdo it? The Catwoman in New York. Or
Right.
do you ever tell patients no?
The book is designed to take people away from the concept of procedures being the absolute necessary way to
Say
go.
less is more.
Less is more. And it's important for people to know that Botox and all these toxins and filling agents and lasers, all these things I do are at the end of the spectrum. They're not the beginning part, because you have to look at beauty from the inside out, from communal concepts, from exercise, nobody has a concept of better self-esteem than Janice. I mean, these are all components of looking good. So when someone comes to me, to answer your question, when someone comes to me and says, Dr. Lancer, I need this done, I take a step back, and it's my job to educate them and say, maybe later, why don't we improve the complexion? Why don't we work on your nutrition? Why don't we get things lifestyle-wise improved?
And what you're talking about with, you know, the human Ken doll, and I've been on shows and have met these individuals, Catwoman, all of that. You know, that's a mental illness. That's a body dysmorphic disorder. That's someone who is struggling, who does not see themselves
That's
the
serious,
same as.
yeah.
That's tragic.
We'll talk about foods. What foods should you stock up on? Ones you should avoid to stay youthful. And the doctor will cue us in, and we'll have a list of those. Don't click away. We're back with our terrific panel. The subject is aging. Harold Lancer's book is Younger, the breakthrough anti-aging method for radiant skin, but he's also very involved in nutrition. Does nutrition go along with dermatology?
Gigantic. You know, it's very interesting. Some of the older senior members of dermatology will tell you, if an acne patient comes in, an anti-aging patient, whatever it is, they'll say, food has nothing to do with it. My senior instructors would have said that, but that's the furthest from the truth. And now it's clearly obvious that antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, food is really the key to the beauty inside and out, and it's a huge part. And it goes with counseling on every patient we see.
Staff
What
of
we have
life.
here, are all these good foods?
Yes.
Yeah, these are great foods, and if we don't talk about it quickly, Janice is going to...
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to eat everything.
You see, the leafy greens, the kale, the spinach, those are the leafy green carbs. You have the avocado, which are the good fats. You have the tomatoes, which have all sorts of nutrients, lycopene for the eyes.
Nuts are good.
Yeah, the nuts, you have the almonds, the fats in there are good. It's just terrific. Make sure they're either raw or lightly roasted, unsalted. You don't want salt in the diet.
It's the enemy.
Salt is the enemy to skin.
Blueberries are great, right?
Blueberries, great antioxidants, all the berries.
What about, was that, sushi?
And we have a little bit of chocolate.
Salmon.
You have some salmon. So salmon, I think there the salmon is to be lightly grilled with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, no salt, tastes great. That's what I have for dinner every night. It's
Yum.
phenomenal. When you have sushi, that issue comes up. You know, sushi, sometimes, it's number one, it's a raw food, it's hard to preserve. It's
Parasites.
It's sometimes colored to make it a more enhanced appearance. It's salted because you have to preserve it. And you have rice and you have soy sauce, so it's a salt thing.
Give me some bad foods.
Fried chicken,
Yeah.
fried onions,
cheesesteaks.
anything fried. You know, I used
It's
to.
the process.
I subscribe to anything that flies, swims, or crawls if it's broiled. You know,
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
broiled.
We'll be right back after this for KFC. Fried chicken, what else is bad?
Processed, mostly canned, salted, high carb, high sugar foods. I think the panel, my friends here will say, sugar is a close second in the poison world when it comes to complexion and beauty.
Second to what?
Joints.
Salt. Salt, sun, sugar, the 3 S's. That'll pretty much wipe out a complexion no matter what you inject in it.
But sugars taste good.
You know, I've always wondered about this because from visit to visit, when I see a patient returning, I can tell if they've been following the skincare program, if they've been following their lifestyle changes, if they're happy, if their intimacy, whatever it is good, and if their nutrition is good.
Do you encourage nutrition and exercise?
Yes, I think it's a key thing. It's a key opponent to physical fitness. And not just, I think it's a key opponent to being happy, focused. I think most diets are based on people's personality. When a person give a diet, it has to be based on somebody's personality who gave
What
it.
about dark chocolate?
The dark chocolate, you know, and I don't want to be the one with the doom and gloom. You have to have a little bit of fun. So I never suggest something that's impossible to follow. So a little bit of chocolate makes you extremely
We have that here, right?
attractive.
Foods that are questionable. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, you know, it's a matter of, again, how it's made. I guess almond butter would be a better choice. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
So
I don't know. I'm hooked on peanut butter. I adore it.
I love it too, but there's
Crunchy peanut butter, the world's best.
there's a salt fat component.
right.
You know, the problem with the sugars and the heavy fats is, think about it, why we do this, and it goes through it in the book, is it gives you a quick high. This is a society that's into the quick fix.
Something we haven't mentioned. How important in aging is genes? If your father lived 86 and your mother lived 86, you're probably going to live to 86.
From the reality of practice, genes are at least 30, 40, maybe 50% of the equation. How you use those genes. The genes are part of it. Phenotype, lifestyle is the other. If you follow Billy's work, it's good.
You got up there on the board, foods to avoid: sushi, white bread, white wine.
Why
not
white wine?
Not red wine, right, Doc? Because red wine's good for heart patients.
Right. It's
Red wine for heart patients.
for
very
heart
good.
patients, and it's the sugar content of white wine.
Sugar, right?
Full fat milk, right?
Right. And you know, there are a lot of people, you know, allergies. We should talk about that at some point. You know,
I'd love to hear about that.
sensitivities. The gluten business, the dairy business. In terms of skin, I will tell you, the entertainment people, they're nowhere near sushi. They're nowhere near dairy products. They have to be on a very close diet because on HD, the puffiness and the pore structure shows dietary changes. It really does.
HDTV has changed the way.
Huge.
Yeah, but you can smack a cucumber on your eyes or a tea bag, you know, if you really want to diminish the puff underneath your eyes. I've got old wives' tales that really have been working for years.
As long as you eat the cucumber after.
Well, and I want to mention that as dealing with aging patients and sexuality is we have to make sure what kind of medications people are on, so that if there is lower libido or erectile dysfunction or things of that nature, or just not having any desire, really low libido, low testosterone, and that things of that nature as we age affect our sexual selves and should be checked out too.
Caffeine good? Now they say coffee's good for you.
You know, that debate goes on and off. I will tell you that generally speaking, there may be some health benefits to caffeine, but caffeine generally, for people with rosacea, it goes through it in Younger, the book, caffeine will really make rosacea flare. So certain skin complexion issues are very caffeine sensitive. So there's the decaffeinated, but I'm not quite sure how healthy that is for you altogether. Maybe the herbal tea route is a better way to go.
I'll have a sip of coffee and we'll be back. Discuss the mental effects of aging. Don't go away. We're back with our anti-aging panel. You know, I commented earlier on HGH. You have any opinion on it? Because to me, my doctor says he can't figure out anything else other than it has to be HGH.
Well, I think in your particular larger-than-life it's maybe HGH is part of it, but I think it's a small part. My personal opinion is if the blood studies show that you're deficient or at 0 HGH, I think it's a fine thought. If you're just using it with normal blood study levels and you're using it to augment things, I don't believe anything good can come of that. So for maintaining a certain level based on numbers, it's fine.
When people turn to cosmetics, Botox,
Yes.
Are they avoiding the root of the problem, which might deal with the mind?
I don't think so. I look at it as what is affecting functionality. So that's when, if someone is having 5 nose jobs because it's not right, and they're, having to do all that surgery where it's repetitive, it's the same procedure, they're just tweaking it, they're doctor shopping, that's a whole different thing than any of my clients that want to feel good and are doing things measured.
Billy, can you over-exercise? Can you become an exercise freak?
Well, I think you can over-exercise when you're just doing it out of habit. But if you're doing it with something in mind, with your mind set on a certain thing that you want to get done, then no. I mean, people say you can, you could get burnt out. I think getting burnt out from working out is through not being able to have a goal set. And I think, like you said yourself, I believe you're so vibrant because you're always thinking.
Right.
And I think when you're like that, it makes people want to keep moving.
You manage your stress well, Janice?
I do. I meditate, I deep breathe, I practice yoga, I stretch, I do a ballet bar workout. I take care of my children, walk, just getting out of the house like you, Larry, walking the dogs manages good stress.
What percentage of your clients are female?
Probably 8 out of 10 are women. Different ages, different ancestors.
We have some social media questions. Stephen Boroff of Facebook. What's the single best supplement you can take for anti-aging? What's a supplement you take?
Well, the only supplement I take is I eat right and I get up and work out. I think that's...
No vitamins, no supplements?
I mean, I take a multivitamin, but I don't take any supplements. I just get up and eat and work out.
Dr. Michelle.
I think you stay alert, you are active, you're creating your life continually and creating new relationships and being connected to those you love. I think that is for your emotional state, it.
What supplements do you take?
Good God. Biotin, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B. I do a hefty bit of supplements.
I take a lot of vitamins.
I adore vitamins.
Fish oil.
Every day.
What's a supplement you recommend?
Viagra. Just kidding.
For everyone.
Here she goes again. Never far from your mind, is she?
That's why.
We'll be back next week with the topic of nymphomania.
I'm not like that. It's
Okay.
just stem cells.
Every day, the supplements I will take 2 fish oil capsules. I will take 81 milligrams of aspirin. I'm a firm believer in prophylactic baby aspirin.
I take it every day.
Right. Multiple vitamin, and I take about 2,000 or 3,000 units of vitamin D. And then the final vitamins, I look in the mirror. If the complexion is good, I'm happy. That happiness is a vitamin.
DW tweets, how do I get rid of baggy eyes?
That baggy eye thing, I'm telling you, is partly genetic a little bit, but seriously nutrition-oriented. That salt is a huge part of it.
Stay off the computer.
Sweat.
Yeah. I mean,
Sweat.
but salt is a big deal, and cold
Go see your
compresses.
Yeah.
Fluffy Fitzpat wants to know, how do I jumpstart my metabolism?
by getting into a nice light workout first.
That's a light workout.
A light workout, taking your time, patience. Because I believe if you don't have confidence in being able to go to the gym, then you're going to quit. But if you can build your confidence up while working out, all of a sudden...
Now, this could drive you nuts. It's asked by GreenZones.org tweets. What's the healthiest diet for staying young and fit? Paleo, South Beach. What? There are so many out there. You go to the diet section in the bookstore, and there's more diet books. Diet and cookbooks are the two biggest sections.
Organic living.
I have one comment on this. In the book, I go through because I've lost, while I was writing this book for 14 months, I've lost 60 pounds.
Wow.
I wish we had a picture of me 60 pounds heavier, but I'd rather not find that. In any case, I can tell you the diet is not a diet. It's a quick concept of reducing the body's need to make insulin. If you reduce that by a low carb sugar content, if insulin is reduced, the body's need to make insulin.
Suppose it's also cutting half your food portions in half.
Yeah.
You know, instead of having a platter of salad, eat enough salad that you could fit into the palm of your hand because the stomach can only hold so much.
I think diet is based on personality. I think if you can get all these books and then you base it around your personality, and you can start eating well. But I think when somebody say, hey, take this for 6 weeks, what they're giving you is not a diet, they're giving you a personality to follow for 6 weeks.
It's not just anti-aging, it's aging well, right?
Exactly. It's aging well, and it's allowing yourself to have a vision, I think, of how you want to age and what are your goals, whether that's exercise and physical beauty. And also, I think it's about really paying attention to the relationships in your life. I really believe in that. I think that, you know, being with your kids, creating community, and having people around you is a really strong support system, is such an important part of aging well.
I thank you all very much. We were going to have a 130-year-old man here today, but his father was sick. Thanks to my guests, Dr. Harold Hanser, Janice Dickinson, Dr. Michelle, and Billy Blankston. Remember, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. I just thought of that.
Amazing.